That's probably going to be my biggest mistake. All painted up. Welcome back to the channel, folks. Finally getting back on the collision repair on the 64 C20. I've got all the parts ready now to start reassembly. Okay, so yeah, we've got all this here prepared and painted. Inner fenders all straightened out and cleaned up. Got new transmission lines in because they were pretty rusty, so I figured I might as well do that while I'm at it. Put a new set of points in and new spark plugs. A lot easier to work on it right the way it is now. So that's all prepared. Got another fender. Really good shape. Pretty much all metal. And I've got this grill surround, which is in pretty good shape. It's got a little bit of filler here and there that I got to touch up, but overall very good. So that's the plan today, is start putting this this puzzle together. First step is going to be the rad saddle. And I think it goes around this way. Something like that. A little more that way. Okay. When this fender goes in, it needs to be sealed with some kind of gasket, and I think that's what was on there, was butyl caulking. So let me get the tube of that and get that applied before I get ahead of myself. This stuff never really dries up, so I'm going to use that for a little seal between the body panels here. Hopefully that's not a big mistake, but I guess I'm going to find out. I believe it came like this from the factory. Well, I know there was some kind of caulking on here when I took it apart, so I'm going to put some back. Hopefully this stuff doesn't run all over the place. This just seals the gaps so the water doesn't run in there. Alright, now this should just slide into place. Oh, already a disaster. Okay, I'm just going to start a bunch of them. You don't want to tighten them all up right away, just try and get them all lined up. Okay, that's started. There's one more there. Let's see if we can get this bottom one in now. I'll have to pull that in with a clamp or something. Just a little cooperation, that's all. Okay. Oh yeah. Perfect. Already backed into the caulking. Oh, my lucky shirt too. That's never going to dry either. Okay. Anyways, that's just awesome stuff. That's probably going to be my biggest mistake here this far. Anyways, let's keep going. That's good. Oh, that was easy. Yep, it's good. So those are all started. Not going to tighten anything up just yet. The grill surround's got a slip in, and it's got two tabs that go on here, so I'm going to leave that. Now I just got to put the shims in for this part here, because that's not done yet. So let's see where we're at with that. That looks about right for there, so I just need to cut a piece of rubber for that, the right size, and I may even have one. try this one. Actually, I'll make it a bit longer because there's lots of room there, so about like that. And if I just cut that, that doesn't mark on rubber very well. Just like that, and how wide? The width is good. All right, I'll get one cut for there, get what I need for here, and drop those bolts in. Finally found enough bolts and bushings and washers and whatnot to finally bolt this rad cradle in. So I'm going to get that together and then try and fit that grill surround. I don't think it needs any more than that. Okay, now the grill surround. So now this is my replacement piece. It's got a kind of clip in there on the end, and on that side, what else? Oh, and underneath. Okay, let's see what we got here. That's got to sit about at least a couple inches higher. Put a block under there for now. Something like that. There we go. That's better. This side. Okay. You can stick a bolt in this end. Temporary. Yep. Now I gotta see about getting that bolt in. If I get that in, then I got it made. I don't think it's in straight, but let me get the light on it and see. Yep. No. Not even close to straight. Well, it's going in, so. Okay. That's going in at least, but. Okay. On this side, I'm going to need the fender. Has to go on at the same time. So maybe I can just wire this up temporary so I can take that bolt out. Like that. Okay. I think we can drop the fender on. It's starting to look like a truck again. Okay, let me grab the fender, set that in place, and just try and juggle this all together. Yeah. That's how she goes, just like that. Now this fender is just excellent. All metal. I was lucky to get that one. Well, any luckier it would have been red, but I'm going to take this color for now. All right, let's set this on there. Somewhere's here. Oh, oh. Oh, I forgot to put the caulking on there. Hold up, hold up. Set this down for a sec. Butyl caulking. I don't know if it's what's supposed to be used, but the only thing I could think of that would be stay flexible and waterproof. And that's just the way it came, so just like that. Just like that. And then here is where it gets tricky. Real tricky. That's all the way back, I think. This is actually going to have to come out. And this is going to go over this way. Like that. little better. Okay. One there. Okay, well, it's getting there. Now I'm gonna go back here and try and get some more bolts in. I gotta get that top one in. That's the hardest. Right up in this corner here. If I can get that in, that'd be a miracle. Oh, so I need another nut washer combination. What is the bolt size? Can I just put a bolt on that? Or a nut? Why am I making my life complicated? All right, here we go. Okay, need different size washers, everything. Different size, everything. So what size is this? Lost everything. Lost all my tools. And now I need a better lock washer. That's just a joke, that one. Okay, let's try and get some more bolts in this thing. A few more here on the rad saddle. That gotta go in. All right, clamp this together and drop the bolt. Okay, let's try and line up this other side. It's getting there, but it's a slow process. Trying to get all these bolts. There's a lot of bolts to line up. Let's see what's going on over here. Oh, I better get some gloves on because that's a mess. I don't think that was such a great idea. But that butyl caulking, I should have used something else because, yeah, it's too messy. It never really, oh, there's some right there, great. It never really dries up. That's gonna haunt me till the end of time. Okay, we're finally got most of the pieces back together on the collision situation, and just starting to get onto the bodywork. Couple little low spots and dents, and just getting ready to take care of that. Okay, this front cowl piece has had a previous encounter with another vehicle, but it's still in pretty good shape. There's a little dent down there to fill in, and then another spot there, which I've just put some fiberglass filler on that. And then the fender doesn't need anything. It's an excellent fender. No Bondo in that whatsoever. The hood took a little beating, and it's got some ripples. I did have to cut it and straighten it underneath here. So I had to cut that lip and then straighten it out and re-weld it. But yeah, it's gonna have some waves in it. So we're gonna get those out. Do a little filler there because, yeah, things just don't fit on these old vehicles very well. So we're gonna just smooth it out. But yeah, the process has started. Let me carry on with some body filler. Catch you in a minute. Okay, finally making some progress on the bodywork. Got the fiberglass filler in, and now I've got some Bondo going, and just in the process of sanding that up. Okay, so we've got these two spots roughed in, and they're looking pretty good. Get ready to give them a little finer sand. That's with a 40 grit. And I've got the hood in progress. That had quite a crinkle in it there, but straightened that all out and filled it in, and I got some really good blocks. That's I bought about a whole set last year off the marketplace, and they came with extra long, which has been real handy on this part here. Yeah, I'm just an amateur, but handy to have that long of a block. Anyways, I'm going to carry on here and do some more sanding and yeah, see what happens. And yeah, this corner was crunched in pretty good, so got it straightened up and filled. So yeah, let's just keep going. Okay, yeah, got it all straightened away. I got the final coat of primer on it. Just going to give that a light sanding, and then it's ready to mask up and paint. So yeah, it's getting there. Well, back on the C10. Finally got to the paint. Let me flip around and show you what's going on here. All right, there she is, all painted up. I just kind of blend it in with the old here. I don't know how that's going to look. Maybe once it's dry, I can kind of blend it in a bit, polish it or something. But yeah, this paint, it turned out pretty good. See if we get back far enough here. Boy. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. One mistake I made was coming back right here. Had to touch up a little bit on the hood. Sprayed this way after the fact and left some orange peel there, but it's not too bad. It's mostly under where the hood will be. So yeah, I don't think we got any runs yet, but wait till they get out in the daylight and see. But there's the hood, and of course the rest of the hood is pretty faded. So, but this paint will fade too. It's just rattle can paint. Custom mix, and there it is there. That took almost 4 cans, so I got lucky on the estimation there. I pretty much just gave it 2 good coats, good and wet, and yeah, I'm real happy with that. That's probably as good as what was on this truck before, which was not a great paint job, but yeah, this is going to stand out, so I'm going to have to make it look a little bit old somehow, but the sun will take care of that. All right, next is the grill and bumper. I realized after putting the side molding on that there's a definite difference in the color, mostly due to the gloss level of the new paint. So I think we're going to put the grill and bumper on, and then we're going to let it set in the sun for a couple weeks maybe, and then we're going to deal with that issue and see if we can correct that gloss level. So after letting the truck sit for a couple of weeks in the sun, I took a gray Scotch-Brite with water and wet sanded the entire vehicle, and that really helped to bring the gloss level to an even consistency. So that really worked out pretty good, and it's very close now to a color match, and it's good enough for what we're doing. So I thought I was done with the project until I saw this photo on the internet, and I just kind of liked that two-tone paint job, so I decided to paint the top half of the roof on the 64 the same color, and that's a factory two-tone look, and I like that. So here I am back in the shop preparing the roof for paint. I just don't know when to stop sometimes. That's my problem. I'm pretty happy with how it all worked out. Considering this truck was pretty much written off by the insurance company, but I decided I wanted to keep it. So bringing it back to life and giving it a new look has been very satisfying. And of course, now it's back to work as usual.